Hi, I'm Ave Pildas. Welcome back to My Heroes. Today it's selfies. Let's start where we stopped last week with William Eggleston. He often took photos of himself, as did many other photographers and artists. First up is this picture of William getting a haircut when he was a young man, taking a picture. I really like this picture. It's a kind of picture that I would take. I recently had my hair cut in Morocco and it was an experience, and I've got some pictures of that. Not today, but coming up. And then a second picture of Eggleston took is this picture of him, in the passenger seat of a car. I don't know who the woman is who's driving, but he's leaned down and taken a picture. Well, maybe he's outside the car, but so he's at the bottom of the photo and he's taking a picture, a reflective picture, either from inside or from outside of the car. A terrific picture. I really like it. He's taken a number of pictures of himself. I think that as one of my heroes, I followed in his footsteps. Next up is Vivian Maier. Vivian Maier was unknown until 15 years ago. And then as her pictures were being discovered, she took a lot of pictures of herself while she was walking around. When there wasn't something to take a picture of that she liked, she took a picture of herself with her rollie, often as reflective image in storefronts. And I love her pictures, by the way. And it's a shame that she had to wait until after she was gone before she was recognized. One of my favorite photographers is Robert Mapplethorpe. So Robert Mapplethorpe used himself in many photographs. Some I can't show here now, but this is a self-portrait that he took of him moving, which is provocative, as most of his photographs are, but it shows that he's always in motion and thinking about things. I think it's a terrific self-portrait and one of my favorites. And then I think lastly today on looking at photographs is Diane Arbus. And this picture of Diane Arbus now is of her with her twin lens reflex. And I'm not sure whether someone else has taken this picture or whether she somehow managed to take the picture in the park. And it's a great picture of her. Those are photographers that I've shown you today. But I'd like to give a shout out to some other photographers that took pictures of themselves or used themselves in photographs, and that is Man Ray, who is a hero of mine. Certainly Richard Avedon, who recorded his life, like taking pictures of himself from an early age on through when he got pretty old. And he also has a wonderful series of he and the death of his father that he photographed. Incredible series of pictures. And then there's Cindy Sherman dressing up like her heroes or famous painters and putting herself into the picture. Cindy Sherman gets a shout out. And then so does Chuck Close. And Chuck Close was a photorealist who took pictures and then made paintings very realistic of himself. And he's also a hero of mine. And then there's Frank Sinatra, one of the first selfies that I discovered. So there's a picture of Frank Sinatra taking a picture of himself when he was quite young. I have been taking pictures for quite some time of myself. I think I probably started in the 60s, and it helps me remember who I was, where I'm going, and where I've been. And I also think it's fun. So one of the first pictures, this picture of me in the shoes that was, like at a shoe shine parlor. Here I've bent down and taken a picture. This is in the early 70s when I had a lot of hair. It just started on me taking more pictures. So then I think we'll fast forward to the 80s, and here's a picture of me being framed, my shadow being framed in the window of a shop, a furniture store. A more recent picture, probably from 7 or 8 years ago, of me finding a place where there was a stacking of mirrors so that I could take a close-up and then a middle distance picture. And then wait for it to happen. And I waited long enough to see this guy doing a wheelie on his bicycle coming. I think he recognized that I was taking pictures and wanted to get in the pictures sometime, but he sped off. But it resulted in a really great photo. So I was thrilled with that one. And then more recently is a picture of me in Japan. And this is one of my favorite pictures because of what happens in this gallery where there's these mirrors that are hanging. So on the left-hand side, we've got just some feet and a big oval mirror. And on the right-hand side, there's a woman leaning in to look at something on the back of a mirror. And I've replaced her. So I'm taking a picture of myself, which becomes sort of her head. And then the guy in the middle was my host in Japan, Kyo, and he's looking at something too. But in fact, I spent a lot of time composing the pictures because I think that I'm not just taking pictures of myself, but I'm trying to be creative and I'm trying to put myself in the environment so that I make the photos interesting. So I probably have close to 100 pictures of myself. I don't know if anybody wants to see them or not, but I've forced 4 pictures of myself on you viewers today. Hope you like them. See you next week when we talk about something else. Ciao for today.